Good morning, everyone. Well, at least it feels like morning to me because I just took a nap for 2 hours. So I'm all discombobulated and all that good stuff. But got my dapper buddy and co-host Curtis over here. I didn't know it was a hat night.
I was just cold, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I
I've
just
been
cranked my
sick
heat
all
up.
week, and part of the being sick is I'm either on fire and I need to cool down,
Oh,
or I'm freezing and I can't warm up. So um,
okay.
yeah, it's one or the other. and right before
Gotcha.
the show, it was the I was freezing and couldn't warm up. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm I'm fine, but it's definitely cold outside, and I got a
Mm.
drafty old house, so that cold's coming. So I just cranked my heat up to 4
Oof. Wow.
because my thermostat goes off to 5.
Mm. Well, there you go.
Yes. Um, and I just remembered to close my storm window yesterday, so that was that was good to do. Sorry, I had to open the YouTube on the other channel because StreamYard has shrunk the video screen on my screen. I don't know if it's the same on yours, but like you and I are like tiny little thumbnails. I don't know
No,
how to fix
for
that.
me, it's the same as it's been. So I don't
Weird.
know.
All right. Well, there we go. Folks, it is the last Shooting the Shelf before Christmas, the second to last show of the year. Because we're doing all 52 weeks of the year, because that's just how we
Mm-hmm.
roll over here on Shooting the Shelf. We got a fun conversation with a new guest to the show tonight. Before we do that, Curtis, do you want to shout out our faithful chatters in the chat?
Absolutely. We got Dave working out there. Dirk's Designs, Dub3. We got Dylan, Legend Collector 1321. Darla Akerman, I know her. We got Uncle Bob and Aunt Shelley together watching. Kent Pool collects. Kent Pool loves comments. YouTube loves comments. Make some comments.
Kent Pool
Joe
likes to make sure everyone's still alive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Joe Gonzalez is out there. Hey, Joe. We got Guaisagwe Echevarria. He was back in the studio today doing some more painting. This guy's diving into the customizing. I'm loving it. We got Tanya McCoy. She was also in the studio today working on some stuff. We got Kevin McCoy out there. We got both the McCoys in the house. We got Michael Casper is here. We've got Carver Customs. Brian Lynn is here. He was also working on some stuff, but last I heard, I think he accidentally lost the stuff that he was working on today. He didn't save a file. Oof, that's rough. We got
first,
yeah.
that threw me off a second because I was like, "How do you not like your painting stuff? How did it not save?" And I was like, "Oh no, he's probably like digital sculpting."
Mm-hmm. We got Figure Fight Club. We got Stephanie Orkin is out there. So we got both the Orkins. We got both the McCoys. Stacy Lynn is out there. So we got all three of the Lyns. I am TJ Williams. The H is silent. We got Rob Zamora. Rob was being a little spicy Friday night. So we'll see how he is today. He was a little spicy. So Purple Gang is out there. That's true. That's true. I think he might be a little under the weather too. So that might be playing a factor. Dork Lair is here. Says feel better, Curtis. Thank you. I gotta also say thanks to Bill because the Nerdies are getting ready to happen. Nerdzoic is putting on the Nerdies again. I was watching the nomination show that he was going through and doing, and he's got some categories up on his Instagram where he's kind of thrown out there if there's you can like make your own nominations and stuff. And one of them is for YouTuber, like Rookie of the Year kind of thing. And Bill nominated me. So really appreciate that. That was nice. Yeah, for my new channel, Art by Akerman, all on customizing. If you guys haven't heard.
I need to add that to the show links.
Yeah. We got Van Johnson is here. Mark Rivera. We got Juan Diego Rincon. A Company of Nerds is here. We got Jeremy Gouvier. Santos Rivera. We got a couple Riveras in the house. Chris Duran is here. And scroll. I think that's it. Uncle Bob says Nerdzoic just stopped in the shop the other day. Good dude. Totally good dude. And Stick just dropped in. So, and somebody must have hit the like button because Trevor now knows we're here and he has jumped into the chat. So,
"'Twas the shelf before Christmas." And all through the shelf, not a shelfie. Ooh, we should do the shelfies.
That'd be cool. Evie is here. Evie Maldonado. There you go. That's a new one for me. I'll have to practice that name. Yeah, we could do. I mean, I was kind of thinking, we do all the like shelf selections all year long. It might be cool to do like our favorite shelf selections from the whole year, or like our favorite sculpt of the year. I know Euroboys just did an episode where they did some of that kind of stuff, where there was like favorite sculpt, favorite custom, favorite this and that. So I don't know. It might be cool to do something like that. I know over on OffWorld we're going to talk about our favorite toy pickups throughout the year, but something more related to our channel. So maybe even like favorite moments from our 52 episodes or something throughout the year. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of channel, Rob Zamora with a super chat, $4.99. "I'm sorry, I started working a second job, running on a couple hours of sleep, and also fighting flu-like sickness. My bad. I love you, dude." I'm assuming that's directed
to Rob. Yeah, like I said, he was just a little spicy. He wasn't like off base or anything. He didn't like tell me go F myself or anything. He was just a little spicy. That's all right. I love me some Rob.
All right.
So
yeah.
All right. You ready to get a guest out here?
Yes, sir.
The song says "or two," but we said no. We said no, just one.
Yeah, unlike Curtis, I don't listen to the lyrics of all the songs. I hear them. I don't always pay attention to the instructions. So tonight we've got one guest, but I don't think we're going to be short of anything to talk about or missing anything by not having an or two. So tonight, folks, give a warm digital welcome to the one and only Rev Reader.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Beautiful.
I'm happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you for sure. Getting ready to close out the year. We got just a couple more shows and excited to get you on, kind of talk about some of the cool stuff that you're doing and go from there. But before we do that, at the beginning of the show, we do a thing called shelf selections, where Jesse and I pull up some pictures that we saw throughout the week that kind of inspired us. Allows us to highlight some folks and their Instagram accounts, and then we just talk about the pictures and then go from there. So we're gonna knock that out, and then we'll get right back to the interview with you, Rev.
Okay.
As we go through these, if you have, we'll turn it over to you if you have any comments on the photos that we picked as well. So
okay.
All right, here we go.
And it looks like we got your brother out here in the chat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my little brother Anthony Reader. What's going on, baby?
Nice. First one. This one is one of my selections. This is Manto Morrow. No stranger to the shelf selections. Does some amazing photography, and I just thought this was, very comic book cover-esque. Love that pose on the Spider-Man with the blurred out Hulk in the background. Yeah, just a really cool shot. So
yeah, that's super dope. I love the posing on that Spider-Man. Like, wow. What is that, a Mafex, however you pronounce it? Is that
it does look like a Mafex Spider-Man. I'm not sure what Hulk that is. I don't know, Jesse. Do you know what Hulk that is?
I think that it looks like it's got some specialized soft goods on it for the pants or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's the Marvel Select Immortal Hulk.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, but great shot. I mean, these are the kind of poses that when people say, with other toy lines and stuff, they say, well, I don't need it to pose like Spider-Man. Well, this is for when you do need to pose like Spider-Man. So
for real.
Yeah.
And I'm going to agree with G here. Totally. First thought was, McFarlane pose. I know we give you crap about how much you love McFarlane, Curtis, but I mean, he's where he is for a reason, and some of that reason is because of the way he did his art back in the day. And he would do these crazy. As soon as I saw this, the way the webbing was all twisted around, I thought that was. I think he was one of the first guys to do it like that. At least that this makes me think of. And yeah, it's a great figure. I'd be interested to see him do his take on a Spider-Man figure.
Dylan normally doesn't. He waits to fact check us till the next day, but he's already starting. He's saying that it's a SH Figure Hearts with a custom head on it. So so there you go.
Okay,
we're gonna get live.
Way to call me out and embarrass me, Dylan. Thanks.
Yeah. There you go. We don't have to let you guys know next week what things we messed up. He's gonna let you know tonight. So
hey, that's what's up, man.
And Dork Layer saying that that's a casting cave head. He thinks.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, you don't come to us for the right answers. You just come to us because I really don't know why you come to us. All right. Next is Jesse's pick.
So I want to say real quick, not to dismiss any of the picks I've made, but Curtis does put more effort into making his selections, at least usually, than I do. I go with whatever comes up in my feed. Curtis actually looks stuff up sometimes. So if I miss people that are doing cool stuff, it's just because I'm lazy. That said, our buddy Alexander Deshaw, Drunk Gizmo Customs, over on Instagram, posted this. We know him as doing his fountains and stables and all that stuff for dios in the Mythics community. But he's also a very talented artist. So he shared this drawing he did. I don't remember the story of if this was his dog or a dog of someone that he knows. But I was just like, that's a really cool picture. Charcoal is a pain in the butt to work with. And this turned out really great. So, yeah.
Bravo. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting when you get to know somebody and a certain style of art that they do, and then you find out that they can do a different style, and it kind of blows your mind. You're like, and I don't know why. Like, clearly they're talented because you've seen the other stuff that they do, but then they pull out something like this, just a whole different skill set that you didn't even realize. So yeah, I mean, Alexander killed this. This looks awesome. I did want to pull up this comment from Dylan. It says, can't let you embarrass yourselves by being wrong. Well, we'd much rather be embarrassed by you calling us out. So thank you for embarrassing us in a whole different way. That helps much better. So
I've lived with me for 45 and a half years. I'm totally fine with embarrassing myself.
Yeah.
Listen, when you get to our age, you're comfortable with embarrassing yourself.
Right. All right. Next one is one of mine. This is our good friend Nate Strong, at Corona4 on Instagram, and this is one of the Naughty or Nice Santas. This is one I've had to really fight not purchasing. It's so good. Look, I just can't. I don't want to go too deep. I already got one of the Santas and 3 of the elves, and I was like, man, I don't want to keep buying these things, but this looks fantastic. It looks like he's added some soft goods there. Which looks really nice on this. And I love that whatever that rock is that he's got. I don't think it's a dio piece. I think it really is an actual rock that he's got that set on. But it's really nice looking. Love the background. The whole thing just works out really well. So Nate killed this.
I want one of those. I love that barbarian Santa. That's super cool.
I love the addition of the tattoos, like the holiday kind of themed tattoos. Yeah. I think that's a real fun vibe. Yeah, this is a great shot. It feels as cold in this picture as it is outside my apartment. So Nate, awesome job on conveying this. Now you know me, I'm still wearing shorts, because I'm crazy all year round. But like, it's cold out there. And this picture is spectacular.
Yeah, he just does not look like a Santa to be messed with. So
not at all.
Yeah.
This looks like the David Harbour Santa from Violent Night,
Yes.
A few more decades in the future.
Yeah. Next, this is one of Jesse's picks.
So this one kind of goes the different direction. It's not as brutal and intense looking. But our boy Patrick Boyle over at pboyle2112 on Instagram did up this festive holiday skeleton, swapping out the retailer Father Christmas robes and painting up the ribs like candy canes and giving him rosy cheeks. And it's disturbing and awesome in the best ways. And it just really made me laugh when I saw it in a fun way, not an at it way. I'm putting my foot in my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
We got you.
And the creepiest part is he's just holding that Santa head. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a mask, that he'll put on to like trick people, or if he's done something to Father Christmas. But
Fooled
either way, it's a
you.
great job.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see this until you sent it to me for the picks. But yeah, this is a great job. Patrick, he loves his skeletons, and he's just a fun guy, and you kind of see that here. I wouldn't have thought to paint up a skeleton kind of like a candy cane, but hey, this works. It's something fun to do with an extra Father Christmas if you've got one. So yeah, I thought it was just kind of neat. Great job, Patrick, and keep it up. Rev, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this one is real cool. It's very creative. Like you painting up a spare skelly for the candy cane effect. It's great. I like that. I just don't know about him holding Father Christmas' head, but a little shock value. It's okay.
I'm gonna go with it's just like the faceless man from Game of Thrones, or like one of those latex masks from Walmart or something. Like it's just a disguise. That because those rosy cheeks, he can't be killing people, right?
I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah. Next one's one of my picks.
Wow.
This is Vonnie_Rotten on Instagram. Once again, no stranger to shelf selections, and just a cool angled shot here. I love that you can see the leg lamp in the forefront, and then them reaching into the box. Yeah, this is just I think it's all based, like the whole thing of this picture is the angle. Like the angle sells this whole thing, and yeah, it's beautiful. And then you got the Christmas tree in the background. So yeah, this works all the way for me.
That is dynamic. I love that.
I think, this is great. This feels like a kind of juxtaposition to the Father Christmas, the Santa one we had last week, with like the really fully set up workshop with all the details and accessories. Like this, it's very simple. You got the box with the leg, the two guys in the tree, and whatever the dio piece is, but it feels like someone did a kind of like Robot Chicken, toy stop motion animation version of the movie. Like I can almost see their mouths moving, when they go to talk, and this is a really fun shot. Like you said, the angle really makes it.
And those are the NECA figures, right?
I don't know. I didn't know they made figures of this, so that I don't know. Jesse, do you know?
I do not.
Yeah, they could be. I have no idea. Dylan, before we say something and we're wrong, tell us in the chat where these figures are from, because I had no idea that they made a Christmas Story figures. So
my money's on NECA, because they did.
Dub3 says NECA 8-inch. So
the cloth ones. Yeah, okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a surprise to me. I didn't even know that was a thing. So
I mean, I don't want to stir everybody up, but I cannot enjoy this movie the way everybody else does. So if they made figures of these, I did not pay attention to them. So
gotcha.
But I do love this shot.
All right. Next one's one of Jesse's.
So this is Thomas Belay. This is one of it looks like it's the Hagnon head from the Frankenstein's creature pack on pop and swap stuff with Poxus and different maybe some Valiant Knight stuff. But I just thought this was really cool. It's like this nice undead looking figure or zombie, kind of version of a thing, instead of just a full-on skeleton with like the different armor bits and that really messed up shield. And I don't know if this is it looks like it still says France, so I'm guessing this is one of the ones he took when he was on his trip. And outdoor shots are always, if you guys have watched this show, Curtis and I love our outdoor shots. and just like the perspective in the background getting blurrier, and it's just, yeah, it just doesn't feel as cold outside but it feels kind of cold and lifeless, and I would not want to see this guy coming at me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
not at all.
Rev, thoughts on this one?
Like Jesse, I do get a cold feeling from it, like a cold, damp environment. I love the moss on the shield, like he's been just laying in the field somewhere, and was resurrected, and he had some moss and stuff that grew on him. Yeah, that's fantastic shot, and the perspective was slightly angled. I love that.
Yeah, it's a great figure. First off, it looks like the sword maybe has a little bit of rust on it. You got the grass and stuff on the shield. You got I love that Poxus torso. I wish that was one that we had more easily readily available from like a Legion builder or something, but the figure itself is great. I've seen a couple things now over the last couple days with that head from Frankenstein, the Hagnon one, and I guess I'd never really spent much time looking at it, but that head is really cool the way that they painted it. The eyes have like a very I don't know, ghostly appearance to the eyes, to where you can kind of still see the pupils and stuff, but it's glazed over. It's really fucking creepy. Sorry, didn't mean to throw F on there, but it's just really creepy. And we've seen a few of these now where I guess, Thomas must have taken a few figures over to France with him when he went over, and just decided to start taking awesome pictures all over France, because we've had several photos make it on here from his trip, and they're different figures in different spots. It's not like it's the same spot or anything like that. Like, yeah, he just did some amazing photography while he was over there. So this came out fantastic. So next one is one of mine. I actually saw this last night on PGG, and I don't know why this hadn't come across my feed before that, but it was too good to not include. Just Swig covered with all these vials. It's just perfect. Some of them spilt, some of them still got the lids on, and I just thought this was a great shot. So Dub did an amazing job on this. This is Lacerda Photo on Instagram.
I love all the extra details he's put in there, like the little sketches on the table of like the skulls and things. I love the two floating potions, the red and the blue, because like they're clearly about to make something purple. So maybe that's Van and Jordan have gotten some sort of invisibility potion or in their messed up Swig. Because there is some sort of I don't know what type of alcohol that is, but some sort of whiskey or something on the table. Those are very nice
that red and that blue, when they mix together, what color they're gonna make.
What? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Orange.
I don't think so. I don't think that's how that works.
But I gotta say, Swig loves his bookshelves. Look how they are well kept. So he might be a mess, but he keeps his books in good shape, as you should.
I can tell you, I don't have those kind of books in my collection. that is not what my library looks like. So, Rev, thoughts on this one?
That is a fantastic dio. I love that. I love the perspective looking down. Once again, the books, that's crazy. I love that. I have a dio that's similar to that I made, where it's Frankenstein's laboratory. And there's a bookshelf that he has. It's very similar. And I love the sketches. I do that too. And the Swig, he just looked like he had a very good time the night before and just fell out.
Yeah. For being covered in all that, he does seem like he's enjoying himself.
Yeah, you see that little creepy grin he got on his face?
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
I love that. And that's where them 1,000 Swigs came from, right? This one night right here.
Yep, that's it. Next one is one of Jesse's.
Sorry, I'm looking at my other screen. This is our buddy Ryan, Toy Goof and Gons. I know he keeps he's customizing, he's doing photos, he's doing a show. Which I missed this week. I'm gonna have to catch that replay. But I just loved the variety of characters in this shot. The the older kitsune head, and the dwarf and the knight. I just thought this was a really cool thing, how they're looking over the map of Mythos. I just thought this was really fun. And you've got that dragon stained glass window in the back. Again, you got that. I don't know if this is a Dutch angle. I feel like every time you tilt the camera, is it a Dutch angle, or does it get different countries if it's a different angle?
I think you're thinking of a Dutch oven.
No, I'm definitely not thinking about that.
Pretty sure that's what you're thinking of.
One of the joys of living by yourself, you don't have to worry about that.
Dylan, let us know in the comments if Jesse's thinking of a Dutch oven. So,
but just really enjoy the shot.
Yeah, had you not picked this photo, I was going to pick this photo. Ryan's doing a great job right now. I know he had taken a break a little bit from photography. He had been working nights and just a lot of hours and stuff. And I'm glad to see him back at it. I love when he's, anytime that anybody's doing the craft that they enjoy, I love that. So this came out fantastic. So I just wanted him to, keep it up. Obviously, you got some different folks represented in the community here. You got looks like some Carver lights. I think it's Crashbox dios in the background. I think that table was an Alexander Deshaw's, if I remember right. So got quite a few different things going on here. So yeah, great job, Ryan. Rev?
What can I say? It's a fantastic shot. I love the characters in the shot. The first thing that kind of came to my mind was like Lord of the Rings. It's like, what is a dwarf, a man, and a fox doing here looking at a map of Mythos? But yeah, it's real great. I love, once again, the angle, whether it's a Dutch oven or a Dutch angle or a Long Islander, whichever one. But I love the slight slant to it. It really draws you straight into the characters. And I want to know more about the story. I want to know more what's going on. So I like that.
For sure.
And, I just got to bring this up real quick. It's a Deutsch, actually.
Actually, Mr. Deutsch. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we got this one from 1/6 Shooter. Came out this week, and man, this thing, I don't even know what to say, man. Like, it is. First of all, I love this character. This Fisher Rice has to be it for me. It's the #1 4-H figure of the year. Not cosmic, not special release. It's the #1 of the year. And I know people have different lists with different numbers, but I'm telling you, this thing, first of all, just as a figure, it's amazing. But then you talk about all the extra stuff. It's got 4 heads, 3 necks, 2 sets of arms and legs. You can just create some really crazy stuff with this, and you can basically pop and swap this thing with any 1.0 and create not 1 but 2 awesome figures. This thing is just fantastic. And then the shot that he's got here with the one running down the middle of the hallway, you've got the 2 on the sides, that one custom head there, which I know he said in the post who did that, but I can't remember offhand. But that head looks fantastic on there, and then the lighting down this corridor it's just, this is why Trevor is who he is. This is absolutely beautiful. I would be shocked if this doesn't make a calendar for 26. So
I'm telling you what this is right now. This is a variant cover for the Cosmic Legions comic book. He's got it tweaked a little bit. You get that cosmic logo right across the top, and like the artists and stuff down at the bottom or whatever. Yeah. If not, Trevor, remember me when they start picking your stuff to be variant covers. He
says Eric Miller painted it and Emil sculpted that head. So it must be one of the Von Berk box ones. Cause that's definitely not a Wolf King. So, but yeah, that's fantastic. So, Rev, thoughts on this one?
Listen, Trevor is Jordan in his prime. This man does not miss. If I need a photo last minute, you got to go to Trevor. This is phenomenal. I love it. I love it. I love the action that it portrays. Like, listen, I don't have this figure yet. I will. I don't have him yet. But if I didn't know anything about Legions, Cosmic or Mythic, and I just seen this, I want it. I want all 3 figures just from this shot. Like, wow. And I need to see a behind the scenes, Trevor. Please. I need to see how you set this up, because this is so dope. Like,
the thing I'm most impressed with is that bubble. Like, I hate putting those bubbles on those figures because it, like, especially if you're going to take a photo of it, because it just reflects anything in front of it. Like, you just see, every time I take a photo of one of these guys with a bubble on it, I just see some idiot in the reflection. You know, so the fact that he's got it here and you're seeing like these lights coming from up above and stuff, and it looks just very spacey. Yeah, I mean, it's this is great. So
yeah, Trevor's Gandalf.
Yeah,
Trevor's Gandalf. He's Gandalf in this. So, yeah.
And this one was a late entry. This was just posted today. This is No Talent Hack Customs, which I think is just a terrible Instagram name for this account, because that is just not true. Like, I mean, but he's done this Marvin the Martian tribute, and like, I didn't need for him to say that it was a Marvin the Martian tribute. As soon as I saw this, I was like, where's the big kaboom? You know, like, it was, yeah, this thing's fantastic. So I saw him post on the Cosmic Cabal, regular Cabal, and I immediately said, hey, do you have an Instagram? And he sent it to me. I was like, I got to highlight this on the show tonight, because this thing came out great. I absolutely love it. Love the use of parts. You know, there's a couple 3D printed heads out there that would probably have been more similar to the Marvin the Martian, but the fact that he used this Mercurian helmet, to me, works out much better, because it makes it feel more Legion-y. Yeah, just did a great job. This thing came out fantastic. So
I love that it looks like it's largely a pop and swap for the most part. I'm assuming with the white feet and the white hands. I mean, no, there's definitely paint on it. What am I talking about? But it's all Mythic parts, like you were just saying.
Mythic,
but as soon as well, yeah, sorry, Legion's parts is what I meant to say. It's totally like, as soon as it's pulled up, I was like, where's my K4329 space modulator?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, this is great. Like I'm imagining, if he hasn't already done it, I don't know if I'm familiar with this account or not, but if he's not already done it, I'm imagining I'm going to be seeing a lot of Looney Tunes customs potentially in the new year. So
I could see
this
that.
is really cool.
Rev?
It's dope. I love the colors. Even if I didn't know it was Marvin the Martian, I love the colors. He looked like he's a badass Santa's helper, you know, like he escorts Santa when he's delivering the gifts, you know. But yeah, it's real nice. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, this is one. It was a new account for me. I'm excited to be following him and see what other things. He said his Instagram is very just kind of chill. Doesn't post a whole lot on there. But you know, for this being the first one that drew my attention to him, I'm excited to see what else he does. I think this will be fun. So, yeah. So definitely this one and any of the others that we've shown tonight, if you were had interest in these, make sure you go follow them on Instagram and make your Instagram feed that much cooler. But that is shelf selections. So
there we go.
That was really cool.
All right.
Absolutely. So Rev, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you? So my understanding is you do a lot of dial work, correct?
Yes, sir.
How is that? Like, how do you fall into that? How does that begin?
Well, my journey starts when I was a young boy. Let me stop. Yeah, no, but my father was an artist. You know, he was a traditional painter and sculptor. And when I was a kid, well, still to this day, I love Star Wars. So
Yeah.
my dad, every Christmas, he would make these little dioramas for the Star Wars figures underneath the tree. So that was always like super exciting for me. And I've always wanted to do what my dad did. So I became an artist. I was a traditional illustrator, painter, dabbled in comic books. I did portrait paintings for people and things like that. I didn't start doing dios until about 4 years ago.
Mhm.
So I'm still relatively new to the game. But I've been doing art my whole life. So working with my dad, we had a museum in New York. That's where I'm originally from. Is from New York, and I've always was good with my hands. You know, I learned how to build houses basically.
Mhm.
So when it came to making dioramas, it kind of like was easy for me. You know, because like, hey, I built beds, I built furniture, so you know, let me do it on a smaller scale.
Right.
So when I moved down here to the Carolinas, I didn't know it was such a huge like toy community
Mhm.
down here. So it's funny because I was watching YouTube and I came across Kent Poole Collects,
Yeah, my
and
guy.
yeah, that's my guy. And you know, I was following his little journey, toy hunting and whatnot, and he started talking about these Mythic Legions figures. I'm like,
Mhm.
what is Mythic Legions? So Kent, you the man. He put me on to Mythic Legions, and from that, I wind up meeting Kent.
Mhm.
We've become great friends, um, and with his encouragement, you know, I started to put together dioramas and started, you know, taking pictures of them just for myself at first. You know, I wasn't selling anything. I just wanted to, because I like for my figures to live in an environment.
Right.
You know, not just sitting on the shelf. That's, you know, that's fine, but I want to have some type of environment, tell a story with the figures. So I started doing that for myself and posting it on Instagram. I was getting a lot of likes and followers from it. So I said, well, you know, maybe I should start to try to offer this, you know, to sell. So I started off getting commissions and whatnot and doing doing these dioramas. So that's basically where like it started in a very short form of that.
Gotcha. So,
Okay.
like, what types of? Because I've heard you've done some smaller things like
Uh-huh.
say to fit in like a DTOF, and then
Yes.
you've done some larger things. So
Yeah.
so tell us about, you know, maybe a couple of your projects, like you know, the smaller ones and the larger ones. Like how long do they take? Like what kind of things do you include in there and stuff?
Okay. Well, let's start off big. It's either go big or go home. So last year for IshCon,
Mm-hmm.
Ishwar, great friend, he
Mm-hmm.
reached out to me and asked if I was able to create a Castle Grayskull diorama. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. How big do you want it? He said, well, I want it to be about 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide. And I'm like, oh, okay. I never did anything that huge, but it's the first time for everything.
Right.
And I do go by the blacksmith. So, and quick story on that. So when I was in high school, back in art and design in Manhattan, me and my friends, a bunch of nerds, started to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, it was the ghetto hood version, but we was playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
My character was a dwarf.
Okay.
I named him the blacksmith. So I
Mm-hmm.
was an artist. He always makes stuff. So in our group, I was the one that would fix the weapons or create the weapons for the rest of the party.
Okay.
So I, you know, I said, man, I want to bring him back. So I brought him back, taking on the name the blacksmith diorama. So I said to Ish, I said, well, listen, there's nothing the blacksmith can't do. And so I started on the project for Castle Grayskull. It took me about 2 months to do. Um, it was a lot to it. I never did anything that large. I never made a Castle Grayskull. It's like, where do you start? How do you? But you know, I buckled down, and God bless my wife because she had to tolerate the Castle Grayskull being in the dining room because I needed space, and you know, it sat on the table for hours, and then I would try to move it every night just so that it ain't in the way and bringing it back out. And messing up stuff, but you know, he's patient, so I love him. Yeah, so I did Castle Grayskull. That was a 2-month project. I actually did it in a quicker time than the timeline that I actually thought I would need for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great. So I was like, okay, cool. And then there was a second dio that Ish wanted me to do, which was a dwarven like castle facade. And that was about 3 feet tall and about 3.5 feet wide. I can't remember. But so I was doing 2 large dioramas basically at the same time.
Right.
To have it ready for IshCon. So I was able to do that, and thank goodness it came out well, and everybody was able to see it at IshCon and say how much they liked it. So that was great. For smaller dios, I can really do a dio. Let's say if something is like 16 inches tall by 14 inches wide, just as an example, I could pretty much do that within a day or two.
Okay.
You know, putting it together, magnetizing it, painting it. I can pretty much knock out a dio very quick. Now, the quickest dio I ever done was one that I did for Kent. If you're still in the chat, I did a figure obscura diorama that looked like a old Broadway type stage. And
Oh yeah.
Kent needed it done in a day. Like, and I didn't even have a full day to do it.
I think I've seen that in a few of his videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big piece. Was it for? I don't know what con it was for that he was going to. I can't remember. See, that's what happens when you're 48 years old. You know, you start to lose your memory. But yeah, I did it in one day. So
is it this one for? He said for Joe Fest.
Yes, Joe Fest. That's what it was. Yes, thank you, Kent. So I had to do it in one day. It was funny because me and Kent was just having a conversation. He came by the house. We was just talking and talking about the figure obscura line and how, you know, we both kind of saw it being like a production, you know.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, you know, I said, man, it would be kind of slick if we had a diode. Opening my big mouth. Yeah, I think it'd be kind of slick if we had a diode, you know, that you can take and they can display. And you know, it happened, and it turned out well. And so those were like the 3 big dios that I've done. And that was the quickest. I did it in, I would say maybe 8-ish hours. So not even a whole day.
Wow.
So I had to, you know, from off the top of the head, try to pull all the components together. Then you got to, Curtis, you know, you got to do all the wizardry to make it happen.
Right.
So painting it
Well,
and all of that.
I've got a small one. Well, small as the scale looks like a smaller one over from your Instagram. I'm going to pull that up real quick if that's all right.
Yeah.
Can we get that Instagram and a ticker at the bottom for people? That would be awesome.
Yeah, let me pull this up and I will get that going. So let me scoot back. All right, so it's this whole like bedroom with like miniature movie posters, comic books, a bed, a dresser with an old TV on it.
Yeah.
This is freaking great.
Like, so are you like printing those little things up? Is that what that is?
Yes.
And I'm assuming this is, I mean, it's. Go ahead. I'm going to do the ticker.
Live it in person.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. I love that.
This has been one of my favorite ones that I've done recently. And it's funny because if you look kind of closely, there's even like a little Playboy magazine.
Nice.
You know, so it's like a room of a teenager, you know, back in the day, you know, we all had those little magazines hidden underneath the bed somewhere in a crate or something. It's funny, quick story. I traumatized my brother. If he's still in the chat, he'll confirm this. I kind of traumatized him. I had a red little wooden chest that I made as a young teen. And in it has some of those little magazines in there. And him being nosy, as a young brother would, he went in there to look to see what was in there, and his manhood began. Let's just put it that way.
All right. Wow, that looks awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you. I'm not really finished with that one, but I needed something for my Mezco Popeye.
Yeah.
I can smell this picture or this video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
like if you've ever been to like docks or near the ocean or a lake or something, like, I mean, it's it's that soggy wood from the docks and just seaweed. There's probably a couple dead fish floating around somewhere. All right, that's Baltimore. Not so much wood there, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the inner harbor, not the whole city.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, this is great.
Thank you.
It's got a progress one on that one. Yeah, when you're talking about the stuff under the bed, when I was 11 or 12, my buddy Sean.
I love the little video. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, got me the Rocketeer like the original Rocketeer graphic novel from Dave Stevens, and in the original comic, Jenny is Betty, and she's essentially Betty Page. So there's like a spread, like a big panel page where she's like covering up because she's doing like a naked photo. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. So I didn't even have the real deal. I had a comic book that was like stuffed with bed. I even put like blackout tape over it. I was like censoring it in case my mom found it. That I was like, but I covered it up.
I definitely
wow. So it looks like your Instagram, you've got a combination of kind of your dial work, but also some really great photography. So is that something that you also enjoy doing?
Yes, I do. I don't call myself a photographer by no means, no stretch. I just like taking pictures of the the dios that I make and try to tell a little bit of a story.
Yeah, like that shot right there, just the behind Superman like that it was pretty cool. I like that.
Thank you.
And I love
I was looking at that. That's like that one that they've got on 5K right now. I was just looking at that last night. I was thinking, I don't know. I think I either want that one or the Shazam one, but I haven't pulled the trigger on either. I think I'm leaning towards the Shazam one. So
they're both great figures.
Yeah, you got both of them.
Yeah. He's in here somewhere. But
yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the Shazam right now. I don't know. He just looks spectacular. So
yeah. You can't go wrong with either one. That's Superman is good too, though.
And I love this one with like all his little collectible and items from like like his missions and stuff. And
and listen, that Frankenstein's creature accessories are fantastic. So I used a bunch of those in that. I used the head from the American Werewolf in London from NECA. That's hanging on the wall.
Yeah, I mean each of these figure
had a huge poster of Zatanna.
These figure obscures that they're putting out now with all these different little accessories and add-ons and stuff are just amazing for photographers. I mean, I'm seeing some of this stuff just mixed into all kinds of different stuff that's not even Legions related. So it's cool. You'll see just the grandfather clock somewhere, or you'll see the safe or something like that. Like, yeah, it's really cool. Now you got that new lamppost with the Ghost of Christmas Past. I'm sure we're gonna start seeing those places. So
yeah, I need a few of those lampposts.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh no, you gotta go back, Jesse. Go back. I
don't have to go back.
Yeah, too. Them two heads there, man. I saw those on Jesse's page. I said, I gotta have those.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got one sitting right here.
Very nice.
Awesome.
I love the alien.
Those are
pose,
really
you
fun
know?
to paint.
Yeah, you did a great
And I
job
love
on
that
it
you've
too.
got, like Chris was just saying, you've got, even if you're not doing necessarily mythics in your photos, like in the Constantine one, you've got like the Frankenstein's creature stuff. You had, you know, one of the shields, and some of the other elements, and you had the spear for that's what
Mhm.
Batman had, you know, fighting
Yeah,
Superman was one of the Legion spears. So it's cool, like being heavily a Legions fan, seeing that stuff peppered into other people's stuff is really cool, or other lines.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Legion stuff is incredible. I mean,
Oh,
Well, that guy lost his head.
no bones about it.
Ah. Oh
I see
no.
what you did there. I see what you
Oh,
did there.
did the Atlas lose an arm? Holy moly.
Yes, yes. See, now what I love about Legions is that you can make, even though they have its own lore, I make
Mhm.
everything a part of my readerverse, is what I call it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I can
Okay.
turn a character and make it into whoever I want it to be. You know,
Yeah, I
so
mean
Yeah.
there's lore there if you want to dive into it, but there's also enough openness that you can create whatever you want as well.
yeah.
So
And that's what I love about it, you know.
yeah,
You can take a head off of like Attila and put it on somebody else's body, and that's a whole new character. Just
right.
with a simple, you know, pop and swap.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh man, these are
Beautiful.
So folks, go check out the blacksmith _ dioramas on Instagram, and your TikTok. I saw it popping up in there, but I didn't catch what it was. Was that TikTok?
Yeah, I had a TikTok. See, this is once again, I'm 48, so please forgive me. Don't shoot me. I don't even remember what my TikTok
Hey, I
is.
get you. I was not on any of this stuff
George
until I
George
started
Reader
custom
3.
molding.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is.
All right. I don't have I refuse to get TikTok just because I don't, not because I have anything against it, just because I don't want another app. And my friends, they're a married couple. They constantly send me like TikTok reels or videos, and they won't load any. They used to play, like I used to be able to just play them through, you know, whatever the browser. Now it's just like, you got to download it now. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah. And listen, TikTok might be gone in a few in a few weeks. So I don't know.
Mm. So as we're going through there, I saw there was, you know, several different toy lines. It looked like you had some Mezco, look like maybe some Joes, you know, obviously Legions. What all toy lines are you collecting right now?
Okay. As far as Mezco, I blame the amazing Darius Prince.
Yeah.
He's the one that got me locked in on the Mezcos.
Yep.
But I collect G.I. Joe Classified. I'm slowing down on it now though, because I basically got all the original ones from, you know, the 80s when I was a kid. So everybody else is like, you know, they're cool, but I got pretty much what I wanted with that. I also collect NECA Ninja Turtles. Me and my brother, we were Ninja Turtle. He was more of a Ninja Turtle fan, and he put me on, and I got caught into it. So, NECA Ninja Turtles. I'm looking at them now. I love the NECA Predators and the horror line. So I collect some of those.
Okay.
I do collect wrestling figures. Figure Fight Club. My boy Abby. I do have some WWE wrestling figures and AEW wrestling. I do collect the Star Wars Black Series, though I slowed down on that too. I basically kind of got what I wanted out of that. I do have a ton of McFarlane Batman. I'm a Batman guy, so I need Batman in every iteration. I don't
Speaking
care.
my language, man.
I was gonna say, I think you guys just became best friends.
Hey, listen, Batman is on lock. Got into the Jada Toy Street Fighter figures. They're phenomenal. Like the playability is very good on those. So I'm in on those. Let me see.
Have you done any dios for like a Street Fighter scene, like anything from the game yet?
Yes, I have. the bonus stage where you had if you played Street Fighter, it's the car in the center. And
you're beating up the car.
You're beating up the car. Yeah, I did that for somebody. I'm horrible, and my family gets on me all the time. I didn't take any pictures of it.
Oh no!
I didn't. Yeah, and the guy, the dude, I didn't even. I think he's on Facebook. I have to track him down. That's how bad I am. I have to track him down and see if he sent me some pictures. But I did a commission for him. And when I do commissions for people, I don't like posting the work. Like I'll ask and be like, hey, do you want me to post it? Can I post it? You know, because I made it for you. I want you to, you know, if you don't do it, then I'm not going to do it type thing. So I do have to do that. But if somebody wanted the Street Fighter Dio, yeah, I would love to do that. What else I got in here?
I'm regretting I don't have that overlay anymore. I used to have that shot of E Honda like tearing up that car.
Yeah.
On our old StreamYard. I gotta load that back. I just throw that up every now and then and make Curtis laugh. So that's great.
Yeah,
that's cool. And then of course Legion. You know, I have to thank my boy Ryan. He's been hooking me up with a ton of Legion figures that I didn't have. So in this corner here, I'm not going to show my room. My room is destroyed. My wife will scream at me if I show you this room. It look crazy. Because, you know, when you're working, you're doing a ton of things like, because I'm always working on maybe 3-4 dioramas at a time.
Right.
So it's like, I just kind of like have stuff all over the place and I got to get the house clean for this week too. So, but just believe me, over here is a great collection of Four Horsemen products. I'll probably, you know, what I can do is take a picture and I'll send it to you guys actually later maybe. But on the wall, I actually painted like a sky background where the bad guys are at. It's kind of like fiery red. My son, he laughs at me because I was supposed to have a dragon. This is before I knew a dragon was coming. I was going to paint a huge dragon that was coming out of like flames and heading towards the good guy kingdom. But you know, life happens and all you see is clouds on the wall and some red flames.
Yeah.
So that's a project I gotta get.
Hey, it's a start.
But yeah, it's a start, you know. It's a start.
Rob Zamora, member for 11 months, says, what's the going rate for a DTOF shelf diode? Now, obviously, even though they're the same size, there's different materials and different things that can incorporate, but what would be kind of an average starting price that somebody could expect for something like that?
Let me see. I have something right here.
I gotta say, while you're grabbing that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm quick, man. I'm quick. So you don't know.
Yeah.
So this is a diode that I made that goes right into a DTOF. So I wanted to do stuff that wouldn't take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
So I call it desk diodes, where you can just put a single figure on it, and you know you can have it on your desk, displayed, whatever. So if it's something small like this, I would say like $60. Anything bigger, then it depends what it is, right?
Right.
So it's kind of hard. Like if you wanted something that was like a castle diode, that then it, you know, like that's hard, right? Because like, if you have something that's like, all right, let me get this. It ain't gonna take me long now, Jesse. Don't try to go to no commercial or nothing. Come on.
Well,
right,
Jesse,
I
know you, Jesse, you had some at Legion's Con that you had like little ones like that, and you had a name for them. What did you call them?
I called them shelf seasoning.
There you go, shelf seasoning. I thought that was. I like that.
I like that though. Shelf seasoning.
Yeah.
I like that
because it's just like scraps that I turned into like stones, you know, so you can have like an elevation, you know, so you could have like a riser or like a little tree stump, just like a little something to add some flavor to your shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
So like this is another
nothing as cool as this
that can fit into a DTOF.
So like, what would something like this be?
This here would be like between 150, 175.
Gotcha.
So
very cool.
But once again, it kind of depends on what the person wants.
Yeah.
How intricate it is, you know. I'm very reasonable. I'm very, you know, I work with people for, you know, whatever price can suit them, you know. But yet keep it at a high quality, you know.
Now do you go to shows and sell at shows as well? Or because I know in the North, you said you're in the Carolinas. Like it sounds like there's a ton of toy shows around you throughout the year. So.
Yes. No, I don't. I haven't had the opportunity, really.
Gotcha.
Outside of IshCon, and there was like a local show at a toy store that I did something at. Outside of those two things, I haven't had the chance to really go into, doing that like hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that I would think about doing? Maybe, I've been in this art game for 40 years, basically, and it gets a little tough on you, like I admire you guys that go out there to all these cons and bring in your stuff and sell it. Like it's work. It's a hustle.
I mean, I only go to 2 cons a year, so it ain't that much for me.
Okay.
And one of them, I don't even bring anything that I made. I bring my wife's capes, and that's it. So I really only sell the stuff that I'm doing. I only sell once a year. But yeah, there's a lot of folks out there that, man, they hit that con circuit, and it's a grind. It's a grind. Yeah. So
listen, all you have to do is tell me what you want. I'll send it to you.
There you go. There you go.
Well, we got at least 2 guys that are going to be sliding into your DMs either soon or after the holidays. So
listen, slide in. Don't use no baby oil now. No Diddy.
So as far as like the Legion's journey, are you more cosmic? You more mythic? You like it all? What's your kind of collecting preference when it comes to Legions?
Figure Obscura, mythic, cosmic. I love it all, but I am a sci-fi guy.
Gotcha.
Star Wars is my thing.
Okay.
So I told Jeremy when I met him at IshCon that Cosmic Legions is, to me, what Star Wars should be. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, Star Wars has moved so far away from its original ingredients that for me, I feel a little saddened. Like the kid in me feels a little saddened because I grew up with the original trilogy. The Mandalorian kind of brought it back a little bit, but the vastness of Cosmic Legions is so great. And like I told Jeremy, I don't need to have a quote unquote human in Cosmic. Though you have some of the head sculpts that, like Magnus has been repainted, and that's cool, but I don't need to have, Neil Armstrong in Cosmic Legions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to have Arnold Schwarzenegger in Cosmic Legions. I want to see the aliens.
Yeah.
I'm going to see that. So, but being that there's more mythic out than cosmic, mythic is getting most of my money right now, especially the skeletons. Oh my Lord, them skeletons, whew, they're still my heart. They are the thing for me right now.
Got a question here that I've got to ask from Trevor. How do you feel about Andor?
Andor, yes. Thank you, Trevor. Andor. Love it. I love Andor. It brings back that original Star Wars juice, I love Andor.
All right.
I think you just lost Curtis as your new best Batman fan.
Oh, really?
Hey, man, everybody can like what they like. I don't have the attention span for Andor. It's just it's a slow burn, and I'm not a slow burn kind of guy. So
some people like foreplay, some people don't. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
you like to get right into the action. I feel you, baby.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I had to ask that because I knew that's the answer that Trevor was hoping for. So go ahead, Jesse.
That's also the answer I was hoping for.
Oh,
I think I might be delayed.
No.
Yeah, but Trevor specifically was looking for that answer, not for him, but so that he could see my face when that answer came about.
No, I know. But Star Wars, since there is something out right now, we don't have to get into spoilers of anything, but are both of you watching Skeleton? are you watching Skeleton Crew, and how do you feel about it?
I'll let you go first, Rev.
Okay. Yes, I'm watching Skeleton Crew. Yes, I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying it very much so. Is it pure Star Wars? That could be argued, but I love the flavor of the show. You know, I wanted Skeleton Crew when I found out it was about a bunch of young people. I wanted it to bring the kid in me out, and that's what it's doing so far. You know, I'm not looking for it to win, you know, a bunch of awards or anything like that. But as long as it was able to bring out the essence of that youthful hopefulness, that sense of adventure, almost like the Goonies, you know, it's doing that for me so far, and I'm liking it. Is it the best show? No, but it's good.
So I hadn't been watching it. I was planning on watching it, but just hadn't gotten around to it. And then I was sick this week. There was a couple nights where I couldn't go to bed because if I laid down, like everything just kind of like built up in my chest. So I had to stay downstairs where I could recline and kind of stay a little bit more upright. And so while I was doing that, I started watching it, and you know, at first I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm watching. Like they're on a school bus and stuff. Like what the hell is going on? But I will say when I got to what ended up being the last episode that they have so far, I was like, there's not any more. Like I was kind of disappointed. So it did grow on me. I am enjoying it. I think that there's each one of the kids can be annoying in their own way at times. But I also am annoyed by kids, so that's that's just me. But the storyline is really good so far. I'm not sure. Kind of there's a mystery involved with it and kind of their home and stuff. I won't get any more than that, but it's interesting. It's got me on the edge of my seat, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. So we'll see where it goes, but so far I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
but that being said, there's not been a single Star Wars that I didn't find something in it that I enjoyed, even Andor. So I know there's a lot of properties out there that are getting no love. I was talking to Jesse today in the customizing studio. He was asking about this Jared Leto casting of Skeletor stuff. I told him I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to they've been casting a Masters of the Universe movie for 20 years and there's been no movie. And it's so I don't want to talk about casting. Like until there's an actual movie and a trailer and there's something to talk about, I don't want to talk about it. But at least Star Wars is getting something. So even to me, the worst Star Wars is still Star Wars. So it's better off than a lot of properties that aren't getting any kind of love right now. And yeah, I mean, I say what you will about bad stuff. There's still usually something you can pull from it that you like.
Sure.
So,
oh yeah, sure.
I'm particularly enjoying Skeleton Crew because for anyone watching, I usually call my mom up. She lives in Florida, and we sync up the TVs and watch the Star Wars or the Marvel or whatever we're watching together. So it's fun because I'm the youngest of 5. I technically saw Empire Strikes Back in the theater, but I was like less than a year old, I think. But so Star Wars baked into my whole nerdy geek DNA my entire life. Like my brothers had the toys, so I'm with you, Curtis. There's stuff to find that I like in every show, even if I don't like the entire thing. I gotta say, Skeleton Crew is probably the most fun I've had since in Star Wars, just pure fun since Solo. And I know that movie didn't do great, but it was a fun movie. This to me is a lot of fun. It feels like if you took the neighborhood that Elliot and the kids from E.T. lived in California and just turned that into a planet in the Star Wars universe, that's this planet we start off on.
Yep.
So it's like if I was a kid growing up in the Star Wars universe, seeing the adventures of Luke Skywalker as things that happened in my reality, this is the adventure I would imagine going on. So it's like when you're a kid pretending to be the Goonies and like find a pirate ship, in your landlocked town in central Pennsylvania, in the 80s with your friends in the woods, this is what they're doing, but it's really happening to that. And yeah, I agree. I do find each of the kids annoying at different times, but I feel like every kid in every show or movie has most, not every, I'm going to take that back, not every, but most kids, there's always moments where it's like, man, that kid's really annoying. And it's usually because like, oh, I think I was kind of like that guy, or, oh, that reminds me of a kid I didn't like, or
yeah, I mean,
maybe it's just bad acting.
To me, the best thing about kids is kicking them out of your house. That's like the best. That's the number one. That is the best. So,
you horrible, man. You horrible.
I am. But it's fine.
I feel like that's going to be Curtis's next enterprise. He's going to be like the Curtis Cuckoo business, where he just like moves into your house. He'll come into your house. Oh wait, there was a movie like that, wasn't there, with Matthew McConaughey, where they get someone to like kick him out of the house?
Oh, I don't know. I will say this, without doing spoilers and stuff for that series. I'm not sure what it is about droids in Star Wars, but I just love the droids, man. Like they give them so much personality. Now, I will say, in the original trilogy, I thought C3PO, man, that dude, no, I'm not a fan. But since then, like all the different series and stuff that they've done, like the droids are the best. Like there's so many series where you're like, I just love that droid. Like he's a smart ass, or he's a this and that. And the droid in this series is definitely carrying the show for me. Like he's my favorite.
With the rat coming out his eye.
yeah, dude. Like, and just
that's so slick.
Yeah, just kind of having that like I don't know, pirate vocabulary and just way about himself, and like, yeah, just something about the amount of personality that they give to droids, really, it does it for me. So
best droid in Star Wars is Chopper, in my opinion.
I don't know that I would disagree with that, but there's a lot of good ones. So
yes, there's very small gaps between the next ones down, but he's my favorite.
Yeah. I would have to go and like see the full list and maybe even rewatch some stuff but yeah, there's a lot of good droids.
Smee's up there though. Excuse me, SM33. He's definitely up there for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an R2 guy, and that's because when I was a kid, my mom got me the RC remote control R2D2.
Okay.
That was my buddy. I took that thing everywhere. So ever since then, R2 is my guy.
I mean, he's literally the OG droid. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Without him, 3PO would be the worst character in Star Wars.
Yes. Now he's annoying.
He's definitely annoying.
He's annoying.
Yeah, K2SO is great too, Dylan. Absolutely.
Yeah, K2SO,
yeah. Awesome. So anything else, like obviously Star Wars, but what other properties growing up were you into?
Okay, Star Wars was my number one. My number two was He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. What's so funny about that?
And you're back.
Yeah, you're back in my good graces. You never weren't. But yeah, go ahead.
So it was He-Man. My dad, he knew this Korean toy store owner. His name was Mr. Lee. That was his name. I'm not,
Yeah.
And he was the first one in the Bronx to get He-Man toys. And so I was the first kid on my block to have this new toy, He-Man. So this is before the cartoon came out. Nobody knew what it was. And my friends was just like, "Oh man, where'd you get that from?" And I was like, I thought I was it. I was on the block with He-Man. I had Battle Cat. That first wave, He-Man, Battle Cat, Man at Arms. I did get Tila. What was funny, I gave Tila to my mom. So it was like, if I played, she had to be Tila. At the time, I wasn't I wasn't holding Tila to be playing. I said, Mom, you got to be Tila. And my mom was good because every toy line I got into, she learned who the characters were and the names and everything. So mom was good. So all right, so it was Star Wars, He-Man. I dabbled in Transformers.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was a little too expensive, for me. But I had Optimus Prime. I had my favorite Transformer is Soundwave. I have three of them up there.
Man, we're
okay. I see.
Yeah.
He's my number two. He's my number two.
I'm getting back in there.
There you go.
Yeah, so those were the big three: Star Wars, Transformers, He-Man. They were the Secret War Marvel figures, but who were they made by?
Was Kenner, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was Kenner, yes.
Okay. Well, I had those. So I had the Black Suit Spider-Man, the Captain America. It's funny now because Marvel Legends are redoing them, and I do have Captain America over there.
Dylan's going to correct us if we're wrong. I
sure.
will say that. But
Captain America was my first Marvel toy from the Secret Wars line. So I had a few of those. So that's where it started out as a kid. And then of course Thundercats, the whole 80s toys. When Thundercats came out, I had a few of those. Silverhawks. I love Silverhawks. I had a few of those.
It was Mattel.
Mattel made those?
Wow. Okay.
That's what the internet just told me.
Okay, so
that doesn't sound right. I don't know that that's right. Oh, it says it does say Mattel. I'm shocked at that. I did not know that was a Mattel license. So
as a kid, you don't care who made the toys as long as they were fun.
That's true.
So
true.
Yeah, so that's basically what I had as a kid. I had stopped collecting once I had gotten into high school. It was all about the girls then.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have time for toys. I was trying to get with the ladies. And though I, every once in a while may see something, I may pick it up. My brother was heavy into collecting, so I kind of like vicariously lived through him. He had gotten figures. I'd look at them, whatever, and kept it moving. But I forget when, and he can probably know better than me, but I think I was 26, I want to say, because somewhere in that time frame, I had started getting back into collecting.
Okay.
So the Black Series, I always wanted a bigger Star Wars figure. Like the small ones, it was fine. I love them. I was like, man, I wish they were a little bigger. And me not being in collecting, I ain't pay attention to toys at all. So my brother told me, he said, man, they're coming out with Star Wars and they call it the Black Series. And I was like, the Black Series? I was like, okay. Man, I saw the first one I saw was the Luke Skywalker in the X-Wing pilot suit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I fell in love. I was like, oh my God. I said, this is incredible. So I started slowly picking up Black Series figures, and from there it kind of like just opened the gates again to collecting. And so it went from the Black Series to Marvel Legends. I was like, wow, I was so out the loop, it's not even funny. So when I heard about Marvel Legends, I was like, oh my God, what? And I'm seeing and my brother had them all basically, but I wasn't paying attention, like I said, And so got into that. Spawn. So when McFarlane, I was always keeping an eye on McFarlane stuff because I always loved McFarlane, even as when he was doing Spider-Man for Marvel. So when he came out with his own toy line during the whole Image boom and all that, I never bought any, but I kept paying attention to it. Like those are real cool, I just once again I wasn't in that space to get them, but I did buy a Spawn figure though. I did get Spawn and Savage Dragon and some of the Wildcats.
Nice.
So I had a few of those. But yeah, so once that Black Series hit me, it just opened the floodgates to, like, I've been missing this my whole young adulthood. Like, I need to get back. Oh yeah, so my brother, yeah, he said then he put me on to NECA. Yes, he did. He put me on the NECA figures. I didn't know anything about them. I saw how incredible the sculpts were on it. And oh yeah, he says G.I. Joe. Yes, of course, G.I. Joe. Yeah, I had G.I. Joe. So that's going back when I was a kid. I was collecting G.I. Joe. Yeah, of course. The O-rings. Oh, and let me say this real quick. My brother used to take my G.I. Joes, and he learned to unscrew the back of them and swap the pieces. So he was like an original kit basher because he would swap the pieces and create his own little figures, and then put the broke band in mine to make it seem like I broke mine. You know, so yeah, bro, yeah.
It's like on Tommy Boy where he puts the door back on the car, he opens it and falls off. What did you do? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can't believe you broke your own figure. That's crazy.
that was it.
That's awesome.
So, because listen, I didn't even know about the whole rubber band thing and all that. My brother figured that out, and so that's classic stuff there. So yes, G.I. Joe. Thank you, Anthony. But
that was cool that your mom would play, would be Tila and stuff for you. My parents never played with me with my toys, but my mom did like build some dioramas and stuff for me. Like she built me an entire Jabba's palace out of like construction paper and cardboard and stuff. And it was like the coolest place that I ever had. Like it was so freaking cool, man.
Wow.
Like I just remember I had Jabba up there and then had everybody down in front of him and stuff. And I was like playing the whole scene from the movie and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's cool when your parents kind of, help you out and are cool with you collecting and it's, that kind of thing. So my mom worked at a plastics factory where they made color for different places that use any kind of plastic. And she'd be like, oh, we ran a certain glow in the dark green color today. And I brought some pellets home. I'm going to make you a lightsaber. And she would like melt them down and make me a glow in the dark lightsaber for my figure and stuff. I'd be like, okay, this is cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So,
you know what? My mom wasn't artistic like that, but what she did, we used to have colored toothpicks.
Yeah.
And she would use the red ones for Darth Vader, the blue ones for Luke, the green one for Yoda. So she did that. But yeah.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's great. Oh man.
Beautiful.
Your brother got a comment here. Dad made movie productions when he played with us.
Yes.
Buildings and zip lines.
Yeah. So as I said earlier, when my dad every Christmas, when he brought me new Star Wars figures, he created a diorama for all the figures to be in. So he would have it all set up. So when I woke up Christmas morning and ran out into the living room, I saw like this whole production. So when he played with us, he would create buildings. He created a portion of the Death Star.
Wait, real quick. Yeah. So are you saying you woke up on Christmas morning and your presents were already opened and posed?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So basically that was a way for your dad to play with the toys. Okay. Yes, because if I did that today, like I bought a bunch of toys and I posed them up and put them there, and then the kids came downstairs and said, here's your gift. They'd be like, you just wanted to play with those.
Yeah. Listen, when I got older, I figured that out. But
okay.
But I mean, it was hella cool seeing like rows of stormtroopers lined up. And he made a whole scene, had Darth Vader. So when Return of the Jedi came out that Christmas, I had a ton of stormtroopers. I had the Emperor, I had Darth Vader. Like he set it all up to look. So yeah, when my dad went to play with us, it was like a movie production, like my brother said.
That's so cool.
He would create zip lines for characters, especially G.I. Joes, to swing down across and whatnot. So growing up as a kid in my house was fun.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. Oh man, that kind of diorama presentation that you're talking about your dad would do for Christmas. That's we had a store. I mean, you were in New York. Maybe did you ever have a Hills department store?
Hills department store. I've been there like a few times because my mom would take me there. But
Okay.
yeah, but I do know of the store. Yeah.
They would do that where they would do an end cap and they would put like a clear, like, like plastic, almost
Mm-hmm.
like
Plexiglass.
lawnmower screen shield. No, but it's that flexible stuff, like
flexible,
the
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, they would like close it up, but they would open up like an entire wave of figures. So they had like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Ewok Village, the ATST, the speeder bike, and they'd have all the figures and they'd like have like grass and different stuff in there. Like
Mhm.
that's what got me. That's what really got me into toys is like I never did that at home. I'd
Mhm.
maybe find a piece of styrofoam in the trash and like draw a computer panel on it. And I was like, all right, there's my Death Star. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
one little block of color. The rest of it's just still white. But that's cool to like wake up and see all that. I think that sounds awesome. And it's just
Yeah.
cool that your dad was just that into it that he wanted to play with them first. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
fun.
So my dad, back when he was, I believe he was 19 or 20, but he used to work for Macy's, and he was the window designer for.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
nice.
Yeah. So in Macy's, they used to do the toys just like at Hills, where everything is displayed and it's basically
Yeah.
a diorama. So
Yeah.
my
Mhm.
dad, he would create the dioramas that were in the windows. So if it was like the Nutcracker
cool.
soldiers and all that, like he did that. So he took those skills and just brought it home. So everything he would do basically at work, he brought it home, and we had those type of things
So
every
he was like
Christmas.
the guy from the Mannequin movie.
Yeah,
Right,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
They filmed that at my Boscov's.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Awesome. So you got any projects right now that you're working on?
I'm always working on something. I'm always being busy. Let me see. There's one right here. I wanted to do because stupid me started to get into hot toys, 1/6 scale.
Ooh,
And
that's a big in there.
yeah. And I'm looking at a few right here, but I wanted to have something for. I guess this is a spoiler for me, but it's not a spoiler. I'm getting some for Christmas, so I kind of wanted to have something to display them in. So I started working on here's the light. Okay, I'm trying not to let the light get it too much, but it's like a Star Wars door.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can move this light out there. You can kind of see it a little better.
Yep. No,
So
totally see it. Yeah.
So that I can, put a figure there. Once again, I just don't want them, even though some people have some great displays where they're sitting in like the glass shelving and all that. But for me, I want my figures to live in some type of world. And 1/6 scale, I know that's a huge scale to kind of be doing dioramas for. So something small like that I can fit on the shelf is perfect. So that's what I'm kind of, for myself, that's kind of what I'm working on. I finished a few other commissions. I'm not going to dig through it. I'm sorry, guys.
You're fine.
But there's like 5 projects that I've just completed. I got to mail those out tomorrow. So hopefully they'll get it the day after Christmas or something like that. Whatever.
Wow. It sounds like you're pretty busy. You got a bunch of commission work.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that you're in a good area for that because there's just so many toy collectors in that the Carolinas there. It's really a hotbed. Like I'm sitting there watching Kent's videos and stuff. He's going to these, all these different places around there, and I'm like, dude, my stores don't have any of this stuff. Like, but I guess if you've got that many people that are in that area collecting, like it makes sense to stock the shelves. So
yeah. But what's crazy? When Kit, I would mess with him about this all the time. As soon as he posts a video, I'm telling you, I would try to hit the stores after he posted. They're gone. Like people watch his videos, and I mean, they immediately go out there.
You gotta pay that $1.99 and get the early access.
Get the early access.
That's what you gotta do. Then you get it a day before everybody else.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
there you go.
or
Me-
let me know, because I got the $1.99. So if there's something you're looking for, when I see it early from the members, I'll hit you up and say, hey, by the way, you might want to hit so and so, because yeah.
And Ken has been so good, man. Like I'll hit him up and be like, yo, man. I said, bro, if you see that figure so and so, can you just pick it up for me? I'll shoot you the money, man. 'Cause it is so, and I appreciate everybody who does that.
Yeah.
Because it's so exhausting going out there trying to hunt. I tried it when I first got down there. I was like, you know what? I've seen Kent do this. I've seen JB do this. I'm going to do it myself. Man, hell, I get out of one store, I'm tired. That's it. You know, so like,
I tried to record one just like for Kent, like to send him to like, you know, kind of as a silly thing. And I'm in my store, and like no sooner do I start recording, and like people are like trying to push their way down the aisle and stuff, and like give me weird looks and everything. I don't know how he does it. Like this dude does it every single day. And I'm sitting there watching his videos. There's alarms going off in the background. There's AT&T guys like bugging him, trying to get him to sign up for shit. You got kids screaming. You got employees telling how much they hate working there and stuff. Like it's crazy, and he just keeps going, man. He's unfazed.
Listen,
Kent
is a professional.
Oh yeah.
I went with him one time.
He almost got ran over a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he was in the parking lot. All of a sudden, he's like, here I am at Target. I think it was Target or Walmart. I don't know. He's like, here I am. And it was zoom, like this car just almost ran him down. And he's like, oh boy, he just kept going.
He was unfazed.
Yeah.
I said, bro, did you grow up in?
He's like Mr. Magoo.
Kent is a gem. I love him, man. That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's my guy. Nothing phases Kent. Like,
it is awesome.
Well,
go ahead, Jesse.
I had a couple of things I wanted to bring up. We talked earlier because we saw the picture, Drunk Gizmo did of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some dios stuff from you, but you do other types of art, and I wanted to bring this one. This one's looks like it's at the top of your Instagram page, and this one I think is really cool.
That's awesome.
And like I'm not sure, like, is this all like just like routed out, or are these like different pieces cut and fit different ways? Not like a puzzle, but like like what's the process on something like this?
Okay, this is all wood, and what I did was I drew out. So this piece is called the Carpenter's Son. So this is Jesus. I cut out. Well, actually, I drew it on the piece of wood first, painted it, cut it out. I cut out the Hebrew word that says Yeshua, which is Jesus in Hebrew, and glued it onto the frame there. So that's all wood. Because
and the paintwork on it is fantastic. That face is great. Like the and just the way you've got the robes and everything. This is a really cool piece.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like there was some other stuff you've got. Now this is the next thing I'm going to cut over to. So this is a children's book, Carpenter's Son, relating to the one you just did. Is this something that's available for purchase, or in the process of putting together?
I'm still in the process of putting that together.
Okay.
Doing this book has been like a little journey. I started when I first moved down here to the Carolinas, and it's pretty much like a little passion project for me. So I want to make sure that all the details is right about. So I'm being very meticulous about it. So hopefully in this new year, I can have it finished. It's going to be about 45 pages.
Oh wow!
Which I'm going to break it up though, so you'll be able to get it as one whole book, or you can like buy it separately. So like how the little. Do you remember the little golden books, the little kid children's book? Yeah. So I'm going to break it up like that, but I want to do it as a whole book first, and then have it so that it could be sold separately, I guess you would say.
Okay. And we got another bit of artwork from you. So this is comic books that
nice.
you've worked on.
Yes. Yes.
So
yes,
I'll
yes.
let you talk about this instead of me trying to. I haven't ordered any yet because I just found out about these earlier this week. But
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna order a couple of these. These look really fun.
Thank you. So the very first comic that I did was The Sword for Hire. So that was at the very top image. Yeah, that one there. I wanted to do a story. I love samurais, right? And my grandfather, he fought in the Korean War, and when he came back, he brought a bunch of different drawings with him, and there was one that always stuck out to me. Of it was a short, fat samurai. So I was like, wow, that always kind of like stuck in the back of my mind. So I wanted to create my own samurai, well, a Ronin, and it basically tells the story of the samurai who it's the typical revenge story. His family and his clan got slaughtered by the evil emperor. He's on a journey of revenge. So as he's on his journey, and it's pretty much basically a riff on Lone Wolf and Cub, but there's no Cub.
Okay.
It's just the Lone Wolf, and so his in the story there's a little bird that's always on his shoulder. It's a little blue bird. It's on one of the covers there. It symbolizes the spirit of his dead wife and his daughter, and so he speaks to the bird and communicates his
Okay.
he what they call it, it's not therapy, but it's like therapy. He's able to talk to his consciousness, basically his subconsciousness, and
Okay.
it guides him along the way. So that's that book. The next one, so I have 15 issues of that Sword for Hire. So
That's
there's a ton
awesome.
of those. There's a book
So
called
did
The
you
Chosen
write
One.
and did
Yes.
the illustrations? So like
Yes,
this is all
I'm
you?
writing it. It's all me. It's all me. All and I initially wanted to do comics that were for people who had small attention spans.
Okay.
So it's packed with art, and I chose to have the pages to be more like splash pages with few panels. So you're getting basically art every page. Of course, there's
Okay.
story in there, but I wanted it to be that you can sit down, burn through an issue. It won't take too much of your time, but yet you get a little bit of entertainment in there.
That's awesome.
Let me see. Another one that I'm kind of proud of is the She comic book. This character basically was based on my wife. I've been blessed
That's
to have
awesome.
an incredible wife. She's super awesome, and she inspired me to do a comic book. And I have a daughter, and I wanted to have something that she would be able to look at and be like, okay, I can see myself in that character. So she is known as the greatest of all heroes, and just think of it as She-Ra with a splash of anime, with a little
Okay.
splash of who else can I say? Yeah, basically that. If you put it, so she is the my wife's name is Shay. So creativity,
Okay.
right? I just dropped the A and it's the she, right? But so the captain of the King's Guard. There's a whole line of women. I guess you would call them guards women, not guardsmen, guards women. And she protects the king. The king gets killed. The heir, which is the little boy on the cover there with her, is the prince. So she has to escape with him. Yes, that one there, yeah. He has to escape and take him out of the kingdom so that he's protected. And I don't want to give away too much, but it's a cool little story there.
Very cool. Well, I was gonna say real quick on that one.
Yeah.
Not surprising, Curtis. That's the one that caught my attention the most.
No, no, I'm shocked. Yeah, these are great, man.
Thank you. So, if anybody has a chance and you want to read something that's real cool and just look at some pretty art, check me out.
Yeah, I wasn't sure first looking at this, like if you did all the art in stories, because I was looking on my phone and I just wasn't able to like give it the attention I needed to. But I'm definitely going to be checking some of these out, and I like the idea of the bird being like his way to like process, his lost family and stuff. That's really cool. And for anybody watching, I put the link in the comments, but I will put it in the description after we wrap up the show. So you should be able to click on it later and go right to the page.
Thank you so much.
Cool stuff.
Thank you.
So anything that you're watching right now, anything, whether, we already talked about Skeleton Crew, but anything else that you're watching that you're enjoying series wise?
I am enjoying an anime that my son put me on, which is called Dan Dan. And if you want to see something that is very ludicrous, but also awesome at the same time, check out Dan Dan. Dan Dan is pretty good.
Where can people find that? Is that streaming somewhere?
Yes, that is on Netflix, I believe.
Okay.
Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Netflix. I'm watching that.
What you want to give us a kind of a gist of what that series is?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. So
Dan
Dan is basically about two high school students, one boy, one girl, and the girl, I don't remember the name, so don't kill me.
That's fine.
But the girl, she's headstrong, smart, fearless, that type of character. But she does not believe in aliens. But there are aliens that exist in the show. Okay. And then you have her counterpart, which is the boy. He's nerdy, wears the glasses, soft-spoken character, but he believes in magic and demons. So they're both on a quest to prove each other wrong. But see, I don't want to give away too much. But anyway, they're on a quest to prove each other wrong about their
Sounds like a kind of a Mulder and Scully kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
I just say like an anime kids X-Files.
X-Files. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious though, because when they both find out that these things both exist, it really changes their world and their dynamic. And would it be a spoiler if spoiler alert for anybody that want to see Dan Dan? The boy gets possessed by a demon, and the girl, she gets powers from aliens. So I'll leave it like that.
Okay.
So, but it's a very good show. It's like I said, it's ludicrous, but it's an awesome show. What else am I watching? I don't watch too much TV, to tell you honestly. I watch YouTube, so Art by Akerman. I've
heard of that channel.
Yeah, I started watching that channel. Of course, Shooting the Shelve, Kent Pool Collects, JB Toy Trump, Big Dub Life. I'm watching Seth Bear. Who else? I'm watching a ton of people on YouTube. So basically, while I'm working, I'm watching something on YouTube, or basically, I'm really listening actually. But I'm able to glance over and see every once in a while. I do watch Mythic Conversation with Jeremy, Figure Fight Club, Plastic Journey podcast,
which you were on this past week, correct?
Yes, I was on. Yeah, we had a good little time, a little party. I wore some shades, trying to be cool. You try to fit in with the cool kids, Y'all wasn't wearing shades, so I told my wife, I said maybe I should put my shades on, but then I was like, nah, they don't wear shades like that, so I'll just wear my hat,
I can't speak for Curtis. I'm not cool.
You cool, man. You cool.
Yeah, I've never been accused of that. So
But you know what? Everybody's
I mean,
cool in their own way. Like
yeah.
I
it's
was
like 12
never.
degrees outside, so yeah, it's definitely cool here.
No, that feel a little freezing to me. But yeah, you know, everybody is cool in their own way. You know, we're
Yeah.
creatives. You know, so we're cool in that way.
There you go.
You know, because the work that you guys do is phenomenal. Curtis, I got to get a head from you. Actually, I got one from Jesse, so I got to get one from you.
Awesome.
So we got to make that.
Well,
we got to make that happen.
Can do.
gotta-
I did not bring any this past. Well, I brought some that I gave away. I did not bring any for sale this year, and I don't know that I'll bring any for sale next year. But if you need something, absolutely, I'll take care of you. So
Thank you, sir. I gotta have y'all on my shelf.
well, and actually, I actually scratched that because I probably will be bringing some this year because as I'm making content for my channel, some of the stuff that I'm going to do is like showing different techniques and stuff like I did this past week. And I painted this camo like space helmet, and I don't need it for a custom. It was just strictly to make the video and show people kind of how to use those brushes. So I will end up with stuff like that I'm going to be like, hey, I painted this for a video and now it's available.
Right.
So I will have a few.
Okay.
I got to throw this out there because you're talking about, you like it's back to the show. Sorry, I'm going back around because that's the way my brain works, and I didn't say it fast enough earlier. You like samurai stuff. You like anime. Have you watched Blue-Eyed Samurai?
Oh my God, I love Blue-Eyed Samurai.
So good,
Curtis
right?
and I, we picked up on that from Trevor's recommendations the end of last year, and right? Was that the beginning of this year, or was that last year?
I think it was end of last year. Maybe it was beginning of this year. I don't know. It's been about a year.
Yeah.
I know it came out before I didn't watch it into the beginning of the next year, so that must have been.
I know it took me a while to watch it because Trevor kept recommending it, and I didn't know if it really was Blue-Eye Samurai or if it was just Eye Samurai, and he was just seeing it through his lens, and that's why the blue was added. So it took me a little bit to realize like he was talking about a show that the blue is actually in the name of the show. And then once I watched it, I was like, this is phenomenal. Like it is so good. Like it's one of those things like I kind of get it, but I don't get it when people are like criticize, female led stories and stuff. Right. And the reason why I say I kind of get it is because there's a lot of them that are done poorly. There's a lot of them that, things are just handed to the female lead. Like they're just immediately like the best at everything. They're just like, and that's not what happens here. Like in Blue-Eye Samurai, like the lead struggles through a lot of that. And you get to see like, yeah, she's a badass, but it took her a lot to become a badass,
Right.
And so just that struggle and having to, grow into that person really does a lot for the story. And then all the side characters, like it's not just the main character that's good, like all the side characters are amazing as well. So
see now Rey from Star Wars, if she had the journey like the Blue-Eyed Samurai, it would have been a lot better movie.
Right.
Because once again, she was handed everything. Like we should have saw the progression of Rey. Not that right off the back, hey, I got the Force and I'm better than you. But that's a tale for another time. But Blue-Eyed Samurai, I loved it.
Yeah, they could have definitely handled that better. So
I'm not going to go on a huge speech defending Rey, like because the movie should be enough. Like you shouldn't have to read books and extra things to get it. They do set some things up that help explain how she's good at some of the stuff we see at the beginning of the movie. It doesn't explain why she's good at the Force, but explains the other stuff. And they didn't bother putting that in the movie, which was, so, but it should have been in the movie. Like if that's something we needed to know about that character, it should have been there. And it goes for, I feel the same way when I watch movies or shows with like a male hero that is just good at this stuff. Like I know a lot of people love what's that stuff called? Warhammer. I'm not trying to pick a fight with the Warhammer community because I will definitely lose that fight. But I watched the secret level animations they've been doing, and they had one, and the guys in that were just unstoppable. It was a cool look, but like until they met this demon that like melted their brains, like there was nothing could stop them. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff to build that up in the lore of the stuff, but in that show they were just, and all that to say, I don't like when the heroes can't take a hit, like Mizu in Blue Eye Samurai. She gets the crap beat out of her a bunch of times. Your brother brought up Arcane, which is probably one of my favorite things of all time at this point.
Yeah,
and those characters all get the shit beat out of them.
Yeah, I don't know why you were worried about upsetting the Warhammer community. Like, I understand that Henry Cavill likes Warhammer, but they're not all built like him. They're not going to come kick your ass, Jesse. You're all right.
It's the amount.
Yeah,
it's the amount of people.
Oh, okay. Because I've gone into my local hobby store. I've seen these Warhammer guys, and trust me, they're not kicking your ass. So
I mean, I'm not going to fight back. So I mean,
I don't think you have to worry about them. You know, most of them you can handle no problem.
Curtis, you're hilarious.
I'm just saying, I've seen them. There's nothing to be scared of. But I hear what you're saying. Like
Henry Cavill just flinches at me, I'm done. Like that's it.
But Kill Bill is another one. Like I love those Kill Bill movies, and like, dude, like she gets her ass handed to her in a couple of those fights. So, yeah, it's not like she just comes out unscathed in most of those. So
right.
Yeah, it makes for a better story. But yeah, Blue Eye Samurai was pretty good. Arcane is really good as well.
Oh, yeah. Arcane is awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, the Arcane's probably going to get me to pre-order my first and potentially only 2 hot toys. So,
all right.
Because it's easy to stop with Jinx and Vi. Like it's easy to just pick those 2 and not get into the rest of the world if they even go that far.
Yeah, I definitely want those 2.
I'll just say that hot toy thing is it's a slippery slope. You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. I
don't have to be that careful.
You gotta be pretty careful.
No, not if I want to keep getting legions.
I mean, I got a Red Hood. I was like, I love Red Hood. I'm gonna pick up a Red Hood, right? And then I saw a Batgirl, and it was on sale. It was like really cheap. Like somebody was selling it. It was used one. And I was like, oh well, it's a used one. It's cheap. Whatever. And then I'm like, well, I gotta have a Batman, right? I mean, you can't have Red Hood and Batgirl and not have Batman. and so I ordered the 89 Batman, but then before it got. I was on the wait list, and before it converted, I saw they revealed the Batman Returns Batman, which I actually like that costume better. So I canceled my wait list and ordered that one. But now that one's going to be like 2 years or something before it's filled.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm like, oh, well, I saw they have the Val Kilmer one was on sale like a couple months back. And I was like, well, I'll pick up the Val Kilmer one, right? And then at least I have a Batman for now. And then I just saw that they did the Clooney one. They got the Clooney one up right now. And I'm like, I'm not gonna really buy a George Clooney nipple Batman hot toy, am I? Like, is this where I'm at? This is where the slope has slid to, is that I'm fucking buying nipple Batman for hot toys.
He got some strong nipples.
Well, look,
yeah.
Nipple slips aside, like I said, with Arcane. Or slippery nipples. What are you talking about? Whatever you're talking about.
No.
with Arcane, it'll be a lot easier to not get sucked into like a whole bat family, because like, if you just go for the 2 sisters, for me, just going for the 2 sisters, because then Curtis can't make fun of me for just getting Tila from Mondo.
That's true.
I could have, but I made a decision.
Oh, I definitely would have made fun of you for sure.
Well, I mean, what's new? It's not a day without that, but I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Because here's why, Rev.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to go down a huge path with this, Jesse, but just for somebody that I never hear talk about Masters of the Universe ever, right? And I don't hear ever collecting Masters of the Universe. If you spend $200 and some odd on a toy for a Masters of the Universe character that I never hear you talk about, I'm going to go, that's kind of fucking weird. Like if you did it for He-Man, Okay, I get it. You do it for Skeletor. I get it. You did it for a character that you have a huge like. I know there's Dorklair collects Buzz-Offs. He's got a whole Buzz-Off collection. If you end up buying a Buzz-Off Mondo, and that's the only Mondo you ever buy because you're a Buzz-Off, I get it. But if you buy a Tila and I've never heard you talk about Tila, never heard you talk about Masters of the Universe, and that's the only Mondo you ever buy is a Tila for $260, I'm gonna give you some grief. that's what I'm saying.
I mean, but Tila does look good though.
She does look good. And I picked her up. I got her, but I also have 12 Mondos, like it fits right in with what I got. So, yeah.
Sometimes you just need a statement piece of a line.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a bunch of the Masterverse stuff. I missed out on the classics. I wasn't really aware of those at the time to get them. I have like one or two, Tila and Sorceress. And I do have a small collection of Tila. Every time they put out a new Masterverse or Origins figure, I get the Tila and the Evil Lyn. So
hey, you collect however you want to collect, man. I will still make fun of you.
But
it's just like if I see somebody fall on ice, right? I'm gonna check to see if they're okay, but I'm still gonna fucking laugh at them, right? So, like, I'm just saying, like, that's. If you buy your Tila,
wait a second.
Be happy for you. I'm be happy for your collection, but I'm still gonna make fun of you. So.
Maybe wait a second and make sure that ice doesn't start turning red under the head before you laugh.
Gotcha. That's a good.
But no,
advice.
but with Arcane, Jinx it's a 2-season, like it's done. Unless they go somewhere else in the world down the road, like that story is done.
Yeah.
So like those are the two characters that are the most important to me from that show. So like that's a real easy slope to not let get slippery,
right?
Unless you start playing League of Legends and
I'm not going to. I don't have
other amazing characters.
I know there are a ton of them, but I'm basing it on the show, not the game, because I haven't played the game. Yeah, Uncle Bob, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. He's got it. Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna do the new picture for you on. I'm gonna change the show for next year, the season 4. I'm going to turn it to what I have, and I'm just going to make you a nutcracker.
That works. That's very fitting.
No, I'm not going to do
that. Good
you
stuff.
Guys are incredible.
I'm just saying, don't end up on the bat nipple slip like I did. So
I think uncredible, I think, is the word you were going for.
Because then it's like, okay, do I also get the Christian Bale? And I get the Pattinson and the like where does it stop, man?
Wherever you want it to.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm drawing the line at bat nipples. I did not pull the trigger on that. I think I'm
good. Don't get the nips, man. Don't get the nips.
Yeah,
because that's one of the worst Batmans ever.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I do need a Batman hot toy.
Trevor says this, but I got to know, Trevor, did you order it? Did you order it? That's what I want to know. So,
I mean, to be fair, he is 1/6 shooter. Like that 1/6 is like
he orders a lot of hot toys. I know he got I know he got the Batman. If he bought the George Clooney, then he ain't got nothing to say. So, good stuff.
Good.
So
good.
That's right, Trevor.
Nice.
That's right, Trevor.
Nice.
My man.
So Rev, if people were interested in reaching out to you to get a diorama made, what's the easiest way? Through Instagram, Facebook, show up at your door?
Oh man.
what's the best avenue?
The best avenue is IG. Slide into the DMs.
Okay,
it's good. If you want to do Facebook, that's cool. But I'm more on IG, so that'd be good. So
have an idea what they're looking for, what toy line, how big, what kind of scene, kind of thing.
Yeah, whatever your mind can kind of come up with, I can pretty much make.
Beautiful.
Now, whether or not your pockets align with your vision, that's a whole different thing. But I'll work with you the best way possible to fulfill your diorama needs.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
That works. I might have to hit you up for something. I got an idea. So
we'll slide on through, baby.
All right. Well, it's been awesome having you. We appreciate it, and everybody make sure you go out and follow that Instagram. Hit them up if you need a dio, and if you're in the Carolinas and you see them out and about, let them know and say, hey, I saw you on Shooting the Shelf. So
yeah, man,
beautiful.
Well, I want to thank you guys though, because when Jesse reached out to me about coming on the show, it really floored me, because I'm like, I'm a nobody, and
we're all nobodies.
Yeah, but but y'all got a presence, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen y'all on YouTube and at shows and whatnot. So yeah, y'all out there. Me, I'm just a baby on these streets. But I thank you so much for having me on. It's been fun.
Absolutely, man.
Anytime y'all want me to come on, let me know, because I love talking about toys. That's my thing. So it's been great. Thank you for putting my stuff out there, which is so great, man. I appreciate it so much, because as you guys know, as artists, it's hard to really get your craft out there. So this has been amazing. I thank everybody who's on watching, and please support Shooting the Shelf. These guys are incredible. So
thank
once
you
again, thank you guys.
You got anything else coming up that you want to let people know about, whether it's toy shows that you're going to, or any other YouTube shows or anything you're going to be on?
Well, I will be on Figure Fight Club. My guy Avi, his show, I believe, is in the new year, in January sometime. I'll let you guys know when that happens. But just watch my Instagram channels. I'm always posting something. If anything does come up, I will let everybody know through those channels. So,
gotcha. Anything I know the Horsemen put out their schedule of all the shows they're going to next year and stuff. Any of those that you're hitting up or you have plans for?
No, unfortunately. I don't know how this new year is really going to pan out, because life is life then.
That's true.
So I'm trying to really just
definitely hear that.
Navigate those waters. Now the only thing, and I have to talk with Ish, is I would like to do something for IshCon for this year coming in. I'm not sure, but and I definitely want to go to Legion's Con this new year. I have never been. I would love to go. I wanted to go this year, but unfortunately, once again, life was lifing, and that wasn't going to happen. But hopefully for this new year, I'll be able to go. I would love to go to Legion's Con.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
You will have, if you get to Legion's Con, it's, I'm sure you already know, it's like 100 times what IshCon is. Everybody's there for the same stuff. It's all concentrated. You'll have a blast there.
Yeah. I was telling Kent, I thanked him for the footage that he had from the last 2 Legion's Cons, because I was able to watch it and be like, wow. And Kent does such a great job of showing you everything. I was like, man, I really felt like I was walking around with him, but I want to literally walk around Legion's Con.
Yes.
So hopefully, hashtag get rev to Legion's Con 2025.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, you gotta go at least once, man. It's really, just one of these self-enclosed, cons where you're at the hotel pretty much for 2-3 days straight, and it just doesn't stop. Like, even though the show floor is only open for a certain period of time, after that, everybody just kind of migrates to the lobby or outside by the fire pit, and it just keeps going. And it's just like this, gathering of people that just hangs out and has fun for 2-3 days. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, I'd highly recommend. So hope to see you there next year. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, we're going to put you backstage, close out the show. If you've got to run,
I got to run.
Okay. If not, hang out. And then as soon as we're done with the closing it out, we'll be right back with you.
Okay. Right. Thanks so much, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for being
Happy
here.
holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
And to you.
Beautiful. Another show in the books. That was fun. I might have to think about a project or two to send his way. So
there you go.
I'm thinking of something right now. I got an idea. So Yeah, that was
All
good.
right. Yeah. Well, everybody, we thank you so much for being here. It is the week before Christmas. I know Hanukkah is coming up this week. I'm not sure when it is, but I know Kwanzaa's coming up, and then we got New Year, and I'm sure there's other things I'm not aware of, but those are the things I know about coming up. So whatever you're celebrating, this is not a generic, whatever you celebrate, I hope you have a great time with whatever friends and family and community you have a part of, whether it's maybe you're into a Critical Role and you're celebrating Christmas this year, as I am partaking, in some of those events this year. By events, I mean I listened to the live show the other night from all of that. And anyway, Curtis is shaking his head. I think he's telling me to shut up. No, but whatever you're doing, if you don't celebrate anything, I hope you have a good week. I hope you have a great week, and maybe you're getting some time off anyway, and just enjoy some peace and quiet. Stay warm, stay safe, or stay cool. If you're in a place of the world that's hot right now, stay cool. Lowercase cool, stay capital cool all the time. Because we learned from Rev tonight that everybody's cool in their own way, right? So
True.
Yeah.
I believe we've got another show next week too, right?
Oh, we certainly do. Can't round out the end of the year without a little get together with a couple of guys, including one of my oldest friends, Sean Scavarna. But next week, Curtis, who do we have on? I want you to say it, because I know how much this means to you.
Yeah, we've got the Euro boys. They're with us. It's going to be a blast. So we'll have the three of them, also Sean Scavarna. So it'll be all six of us. The six of us got together for the first time when we reviewed Ted Lasso, the series. We had an amazing time in that one singular episode where we reviewed that, and we've kept a chat going since then for the last couple of years. And we closed out the year with them last year. We're going to do it again this year. It'll be a lot of fun. And I have a surprise that Jesse doesn't know about for next week. So tune in for that surprise. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
Okay.
So,
and just for point of reference, last year, or the last time we had them on, I used the British Union Jack flag. This time I went with the Welsh flag. So next time I'll either do an Irish flag or a Luxembourgian flag.
Sure.
Right. That's where John is.
Sure. And it's also at a special time next week, 2 p.m. Eastern. So earlier time. If you tune in at our normal time, you'll still be able to see it because the replay will be there, but we're not going to be live. So 2 p.m. next week, we're starting early for the boys. And it'll be a lot of fun. There's going to be some hijinks going on. So
yes. And I have some giveaways because I totally forgot to do them tonight.
Oh, well, there you go. Some giveaways too. So
yes.
Yep. We will see you then. Also, just for my other channel, just throw this out there real quick. I do have a kind of a little Christmas special thing going on this week. I've been dropping something new every day for Art by Akerman, but specifically this week on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, and on Wednesday, Christmas Day, I've got back-to-back How'd They Do That with the Rust King, Maynard, and the Patina Prince, Matt Stein. So if you want to paint up any rusty or patina armor, weapons, whatever, I got you taken care of this week, because those guys are come on and they're going to share all their secrets on how they do it and tell you exactly how you can do it yourself. So check those out. I think, I've already recorded both of those. I thought those guys did a great job, and they really just laid out like all their secrets. And I appreciate it. Like there's quite a few artists in the community I've already got lined up to talk about a certain kind of style that they do. And everybody has been very forthcoming. Nobody's holding back and saying, hey, that's my trade secret and nobody can have that. Like they're all like, absolutely. In fact, Matt Stein, when I got done with it, he said, I'm so excited that we did this episode. He goes, you don't know how many people ask me how to do it, and I've got to explain it to them every single time. He goes, now I can just point to this episode. I'll just send them the link. So, I mean, we've got some great folks that are always willing to share their tips and tricks. And I just appreciate that they're willing to jump on my show with me and do it on the air. So yeah, check those out. It should be a lot of fun this week.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely hit up that like channel. Hey, if you're new to this channel, like this one too. We're trying to get to 1,000 viewers, and we'll have, I'm sure some pretty fun giveaways when that milestone rolls around. But in the meantime, thank you for being here. If you're a member, stay tuned for a Monday Musing tomorrow. And in the new year, Curtis and I will get back to some more rats and Wednesday one shots with some different folks. That stuff's not going away. It's just been a busy time of the year for us. So, yeah. So thank you all for being here. And what is it, Curtis? Until next time.
What's on your shelf?
No!